Also, I don't know if I've ever told you this. Did I ever tell you that I haven't shaved my beard since the first episode?
You've never told me that before. That's so interesting.
Okay, that sounded so fucking fake of a reaction. Wait, really?
Oh, okay. Let's go again. Let's go again.
Did I ever tell you that I haven't shaved my beard since the first episode?
Really? Oh my gosh. You haven't?
Roll it! Just get it going!
Welcome to Fear Talk Radio. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Fear Talk Radio. We are back on 11/14/24. This is probably going to be going up fairly soon after we're recording this. We just had an election. A lot of craziness happening in the world. But other than that, how we doing today, Jonathan?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I'm glad to be back in the seat. If that tells you anything of how my day is going and how my week has been going, I cannot talk. So if it seems like I'm a little tired or anything like that, please excuse that. I'm trying to wake up as best as I can. But you know what? I'm here. I'm excited. This is like the one thing I've been looking forward to all day is being in this fucking podcast. I was like, you know what? Shitty day, but you know what? I get to come home and I get to talk to my best friend and just talk.
Hell yeah, dude. That's so different from me because I was dreading it today. I'm joking. I'm messing with you. I'm completely messing with you.
I thought you meant you were dreading. Oh, wait. That went so... Taylor, that went so far past my head. I thought you meant like you were dreading your day. And like I was like, aw, you like...
No. I meant the podcast.
Oh, okay.
No. I've been looking forward to this. I'm happy to be back doing some news coverage of what's going on in the world. I realize we don't do this in these shows, so I just want to give like a preface for everyone. Basically, if you're new here, Fear Talk Radio is a broadcast in which we talk about everything horror related. We cover things in the world regarding horror. I mean, it can be anything, but we pretty much go through news, film and shows, video games, new amusement parks, everything else underneath the sun that you can think of.
And we're planning on expanding soon.
We are expanding.
I don't know if we're talking about that.
No, yeah, we're definitely talking about that. We have another show on the Fear Talk channel in the works right now, in which it might be a little campfire style-esque show. But yeah, more to that in the coming weeks. We also have another show on the channel called Grim Logic, small plug. It's where me and my other co-host Tyler, we basically talk about all things real that are horrific in the world. So while this is fictitious, more like media stuff, that one's more legitimate, realistic things that are terrible that have happened. But other than that, there was a pretty crazy election recently. I don't know if you knew about that.
Oh, wow. Never heard about that. What kind of election was it?
You want to know what the worst election that's happened ever is?
I'm actually kind of curious now what.
Purge election year.
Oh, dude, that was a good movie.
So basically, I want to not talk about this thing that's happening today, but I want to tell you how much I hate where the Purge franchise has gone. I recently watched the first Purge, not the first Purge, but the first Purge. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like the fourth
I haven't
Purge
seen
movie.
it. I haven't seen it. Do you know if it's good?
It's bad. I watched it.
Really?
It's so bad. The first movie was so horror-esque. It was super fun. It was had jump scares. It was dark, gritty. Second one, awesome. It was action-filled, super fun. Here's what they've done. I think Purge Anarchy, the second one, got so big and so much attention, everyone loved it, that they started trying to expand upon that with election year and then with the first Purge, and I think they've come out with some other ones since then, but I can't be bothered to watch another Purge movie because now they're just these action slop movies. Like it's just like action films that are like really poorly done.
Wow.
Yeah, me and Cameron watched it and she liked it, but I didn't. She said it was just fun. She didn't say it was like thought-provoking in any way, but
see, I like the I've only seen the first three. So like Purge Anarchy, and then election year. I always saw the movies as like something that I could definitely see happening. like in real life because of like I don't know. I like just the kind of people who run the country. I don't know. Not to say like it would happen in some type of like big like expansion like that, as in like killing and stuff like that. But like I could definitely see like them being like, oh, that's not a bad idea, because do you know what the purge was like kind of meant for, right?
It's to lower crime.
It's also for people to kill like the lower class.
Yeah, that actually is what the first purge really touches on, and it's how it disproportionately affects the lower class, which is a cool message, but it's just such a bad movie.
Yes, and it's just I like how it did touch on that a little bit. I don't think it goes too far into it with like anarchy as much as I remember. Uh,
Yeah,
an election year was more about like the ending of the purge,
and her trying to get through the election so she can work to shut it down.
which I think is a really cool concept, because when you already have a world where it's like, you've already built your world and now you have someone who wants to come in and end that, obviously that people are going to come after them, and it's kind of like a wild story of how do you get past that? How do you get through the night, and what do you do to survive? And I like it. I thought it was really good. I thought the first three movies were pretty solid movies. I'm not sitting here saying they're masterpieces, but they're pretty solid movies.
I'd definitely say that the first one is like hands down, I think, amazing. The second one I think is super fun as like an action movie, and it had a couple like whoa moments, but I thought election year was kind of bad.
I saw it when it came out, and I believe that it was just very. I don't think any of the Purge movies are like, yo, like 9 or 10 out of 10 movies. Like, these are great movies. I think like the highest I'd rate them is like maybe an 8. A 7
Yeah.
is like an 8's pushing it. A 7 is probably where I'd put it. It's an above average movie. It's pretty good, but I don't think it's up there with like top tier horror movies or action movies, or however you want to describe that kind of like horror franchise.
Oh, 100%.
But I
100%.
know they are like expanding the universe more, and eh, when movies start to do that, or like when Hollywood just kind of does that in general, I'm not a big fan of it. When it comes to like the first Purge, I think that's a cool idea, but from what you said, it just didn't lay out well. I know they're also talking about doing a show.
Yep, I'm looking that up right now.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, so I couldn't tell you anything. I don't know if it's out or if it's coming in like 2025. But I know that there were talks about a show, and I'm like, what more can you touch on?
My friend, they are on. I think they're going to be moving on to the third season.
Dude, wait, it's already started?
It started in like 2021 or something.
Oh my god! Wait, what is it on?
Hulu. It's on Hulu.
That's why no one's heard of it.
Wow, the shade. No, it premiered on. Oh, well, it premiered on USA Network on September 4th, 2018.
Got it.
Yeah, so that's whenever it started, and there's 2 seasons, 20 episodes, all in all. And oh, never mind. In May 2020, the series was canceled after 2 seasons.
Ooh,
That sucks.
damn.
That really sucks.
So that's how we Fear Talk Radio is behind on the news.
We're covering 2020 news.
Did you know?
Wait, here. Let's do a quick TikTok. Did you know that the Purge TV show is canceled? In
What?
2020, in May of 2020, the Purge TV show was canceled because it was so bad.
What? I didn't know.
Oh man. Do you have anything else to add about the Purge? Any strong thoughts or feelings?
What do you rank the movies? You didn't tell us your ranking, because you apparently have such a high opinion on them.
I mean, I genuinely feel like everything past Anarchy is like not a part of the same.
So what would you
World.
rank? Like, give me the first 3, because I've seen the first 3.
Gotcha.
So what would you rank the first 3? Like 1
Okay.
out of 10.
The first Purge movie that came out, not the first Purge, but the first one that came out, I would rank that such a good movie. I really feel like a 7.5. Pretty good
I
movie.
agree.
Such fun moments. I felt like the main character, at least whenever I watched it as a child, he was super likable. I don't know how it'd be now. The second movie, Anarchy, dude, I would give Anarchy like 7.5 as well. I super love that one. And then Election Year, 4.
4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
It's not as bad as the first Purge, which I would give a 2. It's such a bad movie. I want you to watch it just to see how bad this movie is.
I gotta go watch it now.
Yeah, yeah. You and Colleen need to have a date night with that one because it is just so terrible.
I don't even think she's seen Election Year. So I need to go back and watch Election Year then.
Oh,
well,
she hasn't seen Election Year.
Yeah, so actually what I want to do, I think we should just do a whole marathon of the Purge movies.
Ooh. Yeah, see the problem with that is like you're getting the best at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean sure. But that's like saying like I'm gonna binge all the Alien movies and then you're getting the perfect 2 10 out of 10s and then you go from Aliens to, you know, Aliens 3, which is dog shit, and then Alien 4, which is not great. But I mean, then you got Prometheus and Covenant. Covenant's not the greatest. Prometheus is good.
Here's what I want you to do. If you end up doing this Purge marathon, I want you to stop after the second one and ask Colleen, say, either record or write it down, what are your feelings about the Purge franchise right now? And then ask Colleen her same opinion after the next 2 movies.
She'll definitely be listening. So Colleen, your opinion, we got to do the Purge series.
Okay.
Now I want to go watch the show and see why they canceled it.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch the show too.
How do you make a whole series about one night?
I don't know. It's probably like
the first 3 episodes aren't even like about the Purge. It's probably about like the setup to the night.
It could be that, or it could be where each like episode is basically a different family or something. I don't know. They could do it in like an anthology.
Or it could be something on the lines of like a Stranger Things type thing where it's like different stories that all connect to one at the end. Like
I could see that
following
too.
different people, and then like the stories end up intermingling towards like the end of the season.
That's even how the movies do it too. Like Anarchy does that.
Yeah, it did.
Cool. Let's hop into the new films. For those of you who don't know, I just cut this section. Jonathan went to go grab his DoorDash and now has his DoorDash, as you can hear. Oh, man. But anyways, let's hop into...
Okay, I'm done.
Let's hop into some films and shows. I'm sure everyone has seen this advertised around. I've seen so many advertisements for this movie. It's called Heretic. It's coming out November 8th. And it's basically about this man who has 2 missionaries come to his house. They knock on the door, and they're basically trying to prove their faith to him. Things go wrong, though. Mr. Reed, who is the character who they go to his house, he ensnares them in a deadly cat and mouse game. So they get there and they think that they're just going to spread the word of God, but what ends up happening is they run into a creep's house. I don't even know if he's a creep or whatnot. They're leaving it super open-ended. And from what a lot of the advertisements would have you believe, they're making it out to be that it's this transcendent experience. There's this one ad of 2 people walking out of the movie, and I'm sure they're paid by the directors to do this, but they're saying it's one of the most frightening movies ever. And then this person's right beside him, and she's like, it's literally changed my life. And I'm like, it can't be that crazy. But it's supposed to touch on like big religious philosophical aspects to humanity.
Does it go crazy on the people who knock on the door, or for the guy who knocks on the door?
The guy who knocks on the door is the bad guy, and so the girls are just trying to escape.
Because I was thinking the missionaries coming up to the door, you know, just we'd like to talk to you about our religion. And I no, thank you, and slammed the door.
Dude, that's actually not a bad idea.
We've been trying to reach you, sir. Like
regarding your car's extended warranty.
And Jesus. Dude, wait, hold on. I thought of it the whole opposite way. I was like, dude, wait, this actually kind of sounds like really cool. But then I'm like, wait, is it just about I couldn't think about like how you were describing it. So now I understand. I thought of something completely different.
Yeah, no, they're actually very good people in this movie. The directors Scott Beck and Brian Woods are releasing this movie, and if those names mean nothing to you, they wrote A Quiet Place with John Krasinski.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and so A24 is releasing this movie on November 8th, so it's already out by the time you're hearing this. And yeah, it looks pretty good. I think I'm actually going to go watch it. There's a couple people who I'm friends with who are interested in going to see it, but initial thoughts, do you have any ideas about if you're interested or not?
I think it has a cool concept, but
Yeah.
just because a movie has a good concept, just depends on how you play it out. Also, when people are coming out of the movie theater or writing their, or making a TikTok on how they feel about the movie, I don't like to go about that kind of stuff. I've said this on the podcast. I'll say it again until the day I die. Just because someone said it was a really good movie, and just because people are super freaked out about it and couldn't finish it, doesn't mean it's a good movie. Because you'd end up watching a movie like Skinamarink.
Yeah, no, 100%. I will say these reviews online look pretty good. Rotten Tomatoes has given it a 92. IMDb has given it a 7.3 out of 10, and Metacritic has given it a 72.
Okay, so it's got pretty high scores.
Yeah, the only glaring issue that I can see right now is that the Google audience rating is a 3.6 with 678 ratings. So
Out
that's
of
not
5 or 10?
5.
It's not
It's
bad.
not terrible.
It's like a
No,
it's like a 6.
Yeah, so I guess that's not too bad. I like religious horror in general. I think it's super cool. One of my favorite religious horror movies is Apostle on Netflix. Have you seen this? It was released in 2018.
I'd have to look up images.
It's the story about a British dude, and he's basically going to save his sister from a cult on a remote island.
Yes. And it's like a huge like fucking cult.
Do you know what the worst scene in that movie is?
The head clamp.
The head clamp.
Yes.
Where they start drilling into this dude's head, and they're like turning it, and he's still awake.
Because he accused him of either raping his daughter. Oh, sorry, can't say that. Bleep that word. Or like he like tried to assume that he was attacking her or him, the dad, because the dad was like the leader of the cult or something like that, or like was trying to become the leader of the cult, and he was trying to save his daughter. Yes, I have. Me and Colleen have seen that movie. It was just a movie we kind of found by chance.
Me too.
We were just like, oh, let's just watch this. It's kind of like the same way we found The Ritual. We were just like, oh, this looks like a good movie. Why don't we watch this? And ended up being a pretty pretty good movie that a lot of people have said it is a good movie. But it's not really as much talked about as bigger franchise or bigger like horror movies.
Yeah, I feel like The Apostle is slept on. It's a really good movie.
Yeah, it is a little slept on. I definitely think that a lot of people should give it more of a chance.
I don't know. I wonder if that happens with like the Netflix rabbit hole of just like whenever they produce a movie on there, it just gets less traction because like you don't see as many ads for it and whatnot. I don't know. The next movie that we're going to be talking about does not have a release date yet, and it is actually another movie, or I should say a TV show kind of thing, being created by Finn Wolfhard. It's called Idle Hands. And it has such an interesting premise. It's about this hand that is like possessed, and it has these murderous tendencies on this like high school guy's body. And so basically he's trying to stop it from killing people. It was initially made in 1999, and he wants to do a true to the original movie a reboot of it. So he wants to create his own idea, his own rendition of this movie.
Okay.
So the original 1990s horror comedy Idle Hands is getting a remake with Finn Wolfhard, one of the lead actors from Stranger Things, attached to write and possibly co-direct this upcoming movie. Variety reported that Wolfhard and his Hell of a Summer collaborator Billy Brick will be co-writing the movie. It's also possible that this duo may end up directing it as well. Wolfhart just made his directorial debut with the slasher Hell of a Summer, which is being released in 2025. We talked about that, I think, on the first episode. Um, and so it's kind of cool seeing that Finn is diving into creating horror pieces of media, horror media. It seems like he's got found a niche, and he's going for that. And I don't know if I personally am interested in this movie. It seems like a movie maybe for kids. I don't know. What do you think?
It feels like a Goosebumps story.
It feels kind of like a Disney Channel original. Next movie, The Little Mermaid. Ooh.
Have fun.
Ooh. Yeah, releasing December 17th. A new horror movie based upon a beloved childhood character is coming out. The Little Mermaid is set to release on December 17th, 2024, and it's rated R for language, violence, and nudity. Originally published in 1837, the original tale of The Little Mermaid has now entered the public domain. The director of this movie, Lee Scott, said that this movie circulates around an archaeologist finding an ancient pagan temple in the depths of the Caribbean. This archaeologist falls for a mysterious woman who resembles a mermaid and that his team encounters at the sea. He forms a relationship with this mermaid, and she leads this character deeper into her evil underwater world. In this, he must choose between true love for the mermaid or the destruction of all of humanity. Another one.
Yeah. So is this joining the Pooverse?
Nope. I looked into it, and the Poohverse does not include the Little Mermaid. This is completely separate.
Wow.
For those of you who do not know what the Poohverse is, there is this whole Pooh cinematic universe that includes Winnie the Pooh, Rabbit, Tigger, Bambi, Pinocchio, all of these characters coming together in this one world. And they're all these terrifying horror creatures that are basically slashers. And they're creating like this Marvel MCU-esque kind of world with it. The Little Mermaid is not a part of that. It's just a thing that's now in public domain that someone decided to make a horror movie about.
Doesn't something have to be like a decade? Not a decade. A century?
Typically, I think a century is like everything can now be in public domain. But as for this one, it must have been under a different copyright rule because
or
it's only
the original story of The Little Mermaid.
The original tale was published in 1837, and it just entered public domain. So that means copyright might go for much longer than we think. Yeah, so new Little Mermaid movie coming out. I can assure you that it'll be good. We'll see. It's got a cool premise. I think sirens and like terrifying creatures in general from the sea. That's freaky. I mean, the ocean is a terrifying place.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a lot of people who are scared of the ocean.
Mm-hmm. It's just like space.
That was just about to be my question. What are you more afraid of, space or the ocean?
That's a hard one for me to answer because I've been in the ocean so many times, but I've never been in space.
Yeah, but here's my thing. I don't remember my full answer, but I've answered this question before, so this has probably changed. We know more about space than we do our own ocean, I believe. And I think that to me is scary. Like something that terrifying. Is so, like on our own planet, we know less about. Like we don't even know what's in the Mariana Trench.
Mm-hmm.
But we know what's millions of light years away.
No, that's completely freaky. I think the ocean probably scares me more just because I know there's things in there. Right now, we don't know if there's anything in space, and so there's an unknown. But the unknown with the ocean is a little different because it's an unknown, yet we do know that there is something there.
Yeah.
So that's a little freaky to me.
Yeah, I can see that.
So the next movie coming out is Don't Move. It's already come out October 25th. I thought that this was just a really cool looking movie though, and it's been receiving pretty good reviews. Came out on Netflix. And it's a movie about a killer that injects a grieving woman with a paralactic agent, basically paralyzes her. She must run, fight, and hide before her body shuts down. I was reading a little bit more about it too, and she's this woman who is a little bit. She is interested in, how do I say this? Ending her own being. She's interested in ending her own being. I'm saying it like that for YouTube reasons. And so she's feeling this way, and this individual says, I can help you out. And he injects her with this paralactic agent that basically paralyzes her. It's produced by Sam Raimi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's produced by Sam Raimi. I don't know where it's going to go. I'm definitely going to check it out because I have Netflix at my fingertips. And yeah, just if you're interested in a, what's the word for it? Thriller? This looks like a thriller that would be fun to
Is it
check
made
out.
by the same guy who made Don't Breathe? Because they kind of have similar titles, and it kind of looks like it has a similar, like, poster. So I was kind of wondering. I was like, I wonder if they were made by... Now, obviously, I don't think Sam Raimi directed the other one, but I wonder if it's, like, kind of made by the same people who made Don't Breathe. Do you know what that one's about?
I've seen Don't Breathe.
Okay. For those who don't know what Don't Breathe is about, it's about this couple who robbed this old man who's blind, and they end up getting caught by him. And he ends up, apparently he's just like this super, like, human. Apparently, not like really, but he was able to take out one of the guy. The girl never got caught, and now she's like in his house, and he has like super hearing, so she's not allowed to make a sound. She's trying to get out. And it's a little like intense movie. Like it's pretty
for
good.
Sure.
It's not, I'm like, again, not a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. It's a good movie. It's like a fun watch.
With this one, no, it is not made by the same people. They're two separate movies.
Gotcha.
But they sound similar, honestly. I want to pull you back in time, and I want to tug on any nostalgia all of y'all might have from your childhood. Do you remember this scene from SpongeBob?
Wait! If that was you on the phone and you on the bus, then who was flickering the lights? Nosferatu!
Nosferatu.
I think we all remember that. Well, Nosferatu is getting a remake. Originally made in 1922, it was a German expressionistic vampire film that basically was called Nosferatu because they had to get around the copyright issues with Dracula. It's basically Dracula, but they had to make it for German audiences, and I don't think they wanted to pay the Dracula fee, so they ended up making it Nosferatu.
It's all vampires.
It's all vampires. The original one basically was about Nosferatu, and he was just preying upon this town as a vampire, and it was a low-budget silent film. This one has taken a different approach. This one has made it to where it's a love story between Nosferatu and this woman, and it's like a horror drama movie. So it's completely different, and it looks like it's taking itself very seriously.
This is probably the brain rot in me. I thought you were just about to go somewhere crazy with it. It was just this love story between Nosferatu and Shrek. Like, just something off the, like, have you ever seen those like edits of like two characters who just would not belong together, and people make edits of them like they love each other?
I think so. I think I know what you're talking about. Okay, so also, dude, there's this, to the audience out there, there's this video of me and Jonathan that no one will ever see because we scrubbed the internet of it. But we used to make YouTube videos back, like, whenever we were kids. And
didn't we delete this video, like, together?
Yeah, we did it together. It was a joint
Cameron
decision.
and Colleen both watched it with us. And I think at that moment, we were like, no one else will ever see this ever
We were
again.
sitting down with our girlfriends, and we were all watching this old film, or not film, but YouTube video that me and Jonathan created of him and I reading this Shrek fan fiction.
Back in like 2016, 2017.
Yeah. And it was disgusting, foul, terrible. Any bad, like, it was just awful. Like,
Any word that you could think of, that's just
It-
disgusting.
yeah, I kind of wish we had kept it just for ourselves, but yeah,
I don't. I could go my whole life without watching that video again.
it was such a bad video. I wish we could convey to you what the movie or what the video was about. But yeah, no new Nosferatu movie coming out. I had to touch on this. It's coming out. I didn't even tell you. It's coming out December 24th. I might have mentioned that. But yeah, go check out the trailer. Have it linked in the description below. Looks interesting, looks dark, looks gritty, looks new. That's what I like. Is even though it's a reboot of an old thing, it looks like it's a totally new property in and of itself because it bears no plot relation to the original one. I don't know. It looks cool.
What word did you describe the movie? You said it looked what?
Dark and gritty.
What was that last word?
Gritty.
I said right, but
I had no idea where you were going with that. I was like, am I pronouncing it wrong?
I'm just gonna start gritty. I'm gonna gritty out the room.
Let's jump on to new amusement attractions opening up. Everyone knows Universal Horror Nights. Universal Horror Nights. It's this big thing that Universal does, and it gets a lot of attention. TikTok was trending it for a while. Just basically everything going on, all the festivities during Halloween going on at Universal Studios. Well, Universal is opening up a new year-long horror attraction called Universal Horror Unleashed.
Ooh.
This is an upcoming 110,000 square foot Halloween themed attraction under construction, and it's going to be located, sadly for me and Jonathan, because we live on the East Coast, but it's going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Damn it.
I know. And it's also, they're making one in United Kingdom. So basically in this will be 4 sinisterly themed and immersive areas featuring unique live entertainment experiences. In selected locations, guests can enjoy eerie eateries and bars featuring horror-centric food and drink offerings. Plus, guests can expect continuously updated experience with must-see seasonal events and one-of-a-kind merchandise. For decades. What just happened?
Henry's get out. A menace. That's what he is. Okay, so you were talking, and I was like, okay, I see him in my back camera doing something, and I'm like, okay, I can go get him real quick. I'll be super quiet. He got behind everything, and without moving it, so I started moving stuff, and as I was pulling him out, he grabbed a candle off the shelf and it fucking fell.
Oh my gosh.
So for all you Spotify listeners, sorry that you did not see any of that, but Taylor, you just got a good clip. Sorry, what I was listening though. I was listening.
Universal's masters of horror have created some of the world's most frightening films and events. Now guests can experience it all year round, fully immersive horror experiences. The fears only felt in movies will come to bone-chilling life. You can enter these 4 haunted houses in the Universal Haunted Horror experience. There's going to be Universal Monsters. That's one haunted house. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which we had talked about last time. Scarecrow the Reaping. Blumhouse's The Exorcist Believer. These are all going to be different haunted attractions in the Universal year-long horror attraction.
Ah.
It looks kind of fun. And it's cool that horror is, anytime that horror is getting propped up to be a year-long thing, I'm down with it. I'm with it because that means not only subject to one season.
Right. Yeah. I understand that. I did have an opinion on it with not like an opinion, but like the first thought that came to my head was definitely like, I don't know how it would work with like it just being the same thing. I feel like what makes Halloween Horror Nights so special is that there's a theme every year. And it's like, oh, what is that theme going to be? So I feel like if they changed the theming for it, maybe like every twice a year or every year, like I feel like that would be like a cool idea. But I think when you have it being the same thing, and like once you've experienced a haunted house once, you don't want to go through it again. Yeah, you don't really want to go through it again. Like, it's just not as, especially like when it's such a big place like that. Obviously, like I think it's different for like a ride, because like for a ride you get like like an adrenaline rush, or like that high feeling, or however you want to like feel with like a ride. Even though it's the same thing over and over again, you still get that excitement. Unless you're, super excited about getting scared by the same people the same way every time. I don't know. Maybe that's just a bad take.
No, I kind of agree with you. I think that there does need to be a switching up of it. Although I will say, I feel like they could keep maybe. Okay, here's my idea. They could keep like the Texas Chainsaw and the Exorcist ones, and even Universal Monsters. Yeah, you can keep them all.
Yeah.
But what you do is you switch around the experience. So basically, you keep the same scary elements, but
Like
you
theme.
make it. Sorry.
Like keep the same theme.
Keep the same theme, but change the experience itself. So
Right.
if you do want to go back after you had gone in January, but you go in October, it's a whole new thing now.
Mm-hmm.
Leatherface is still going to be there, but this is Leatherface 2, or this is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, not 1 anymore. Cool. Any other thoughts about Universal?
I want to go.
I do too.
I've
I want
never
to go
been
back
to
to
Universal
Vegas.
in general.
Oh, you've never been to Universal?
No, not even the one in Florida.
I will say, as an adult, I went to Disney recently with Cameron, and I like Disney much more than I like Universal as an adult, but I liked Universal as a kid much more than I like Disney. But Disney's like fun now.
Yeah. From what I've been told, Universal has really good rides, but Disney is really good at making you feel like you're in the world of
Yes.
like where it is you're going, whether it's Pandora, whether it's Toy Story, Star Wars, whatever. And like I feel like that's like always the big fight, because like apparently there's like this huge war of like what's better, what's blah 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 blah, just and I don't get it, because I've only been to Disney, and like I went as a kid like way back in like 2008, and the only reason I know that is because I used to have a shirt that said 2008 with Mickey. And then I went again as a teenager when I was a little bit older for my senior trip with my girlfriend, my friend, and her friend. And then I went again as an adult in 2021. And that's when I built the lightsaber and everything. And I think that was the best time I went, because that was just me and Colleen.
As a kid, I could ride all the scary rides and whatnot, but I can't ride rides anymore. I just get so sick. And I found that out.
I'm sorry.
No, I found that out with you.
Really?
Do you remember whenever me, you, Colleen, and Cameron went to the fair?
Oh, yeah, you told me.
No, do you remember the teacup ride where we were all on the teacup thing? And I started, okay, so we're all in line. We get on the teacup. It's basically this thing that has like hands that come down, and it spins all the hands together. But on each teacup, you can spin it as fast as you want as the whole contraption is spinning.
I said not to spin it, and you were like, yay!
Well, so here's what happens. I get on there, and being the menace I am, I decide to spin it as fast as I can.
No, because everybody was telling you not to, and your fucking brain, for some reason, goes, fuck everybody else. This is going to be funny as shit.
Yeah.
And I bet you, because as soon as we got off of it, you were white. Like, you did not look good.
I remember it was like I was spinning it, and it was like 40 seconds in, and everyone was not feeling it. And then my stomach dropped, and I just dropped down. And I looked at everyone, and I was like, don't spin this thing anymore.
So for like the rest of the ride, which felt like fucking 5 minutes, we're sitting there holding it, making sure it doesn't spin. But the ride itself still spins. So we're just sitting there. We're the only ones not spinning.
I'm like sweating profusely this whole time because I'm just like about to vomit everywhere because of what I've done.
Yeah, you did. Also, that is so different than spinning. in a circle like that is different than being like, I can't ride rides. No, you can't fucking spin in a goddamn teacup or whatever it was.
I rode on a big roller coaster recently too, and I also almost threw up. At this point, I'll go on anything once. I just won't do it multiple times because I'll like vomit. Whenever I went to Disney with Cameron, we got on the Haunted Mansion ride, and that made me want to throw up. I'll be honest.
What?
Because it was like,
oh, maybe.
No. That's the Twilight Zone one. I'm sorry.
Oh, the Tower Terror.
The Tower Terror. I was like,
I was about to say the Haunted Mansion is like a slow ride that you just watch stuff. God, what are we gonna do with you?
maybe send me to Chernobyl, which is our first video game in our upcoming video games list. Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl is coming out. Okay, Chernobyl is spelled wrong, and I wonder if I don't know why. Listen, it's okay. Chernobyl is typically spelled with an E, I believe, and this one is Chornobyl.
They're like, we can't get the copyrights to Chernobyl, and they're like, fuck it, just spell it with
Chernobyl.
They're like, no one will notice.
It's Chernobyl. So, if you haven't played any of the Stalker games like me, this is basically a game in which you will be in the Chernobyl exclusion zone, full of dangerous enemies, deadly anomalies, and powerful artifacts. Unveil your epic story as you make your way through the heart of Chernobyl. Make your choices wisely, as they will determine the fate at the end. Pictures of this game look really cool, and I suspect it might be like, is it supposed to be an open world game? Have you ever played Stalker?
No, I have not played Stalker, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I remember what it's about. I've heard of it, I've definitely heard of it, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's open world, and it's gonna be placed in the infamous 1986 nuclear power plant in Ukraine. During that time, and I guess there's going to be evil enemies that will come after you, but if you look at any gameplay of this, it looks really good.
You moved into movies a little too, or games in a little too fast. I had a movie.
Oh, do you have a movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's finish this real quick.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Go check out Stalker 2. Okay, what movie do you have?
All right, so you know what I love. You know what my favorite horror franchise is. You know what my favorite horror video game is.
What's
you
that?
know it. Oh no, you know.
Alien.
Yes. And guess what new movie has been announced?
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
No. Ridley Scott says that he is working on a new Alien movie already from the success of Romulus. There's no news about when it's going to be coming out. From what IGN said, this is from IGN, by the way. They said that director and producer Ridley Scott has revealed that he is working on a new Alien movie from the 20th Century Studios, thanks to the success of Alien Romulus. And as they put it, and it's probably Romulus 2. And I'm like, that would be stupid.
That would be really dumb.
That would be really stupid. Like, because there's so much that they need. Because why do a Romulus 2? When you haven't even continued the story of Covenant. Again, I don't remember what the android's name was, but we still need to see David. Like, what the hell is he doing?
What happens with David?
Planning?
I thought that would be handled in Romulus.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad it wasn't.
Yeah, Romulus was way better than
I think Romulus was a little like fresh start, and it's also I don't think it's a standalone movie. As you put it, I think you said that you don't need to see any of the other ones, because I think you at least need to see the first one and then watch that one. But Romulus was really good. We're not going to talk about Romulus though. We're talking about the new one. There's no info on when the when the movie's going to be coming out. But it has been confirmed. But you know what else?
Yeah.
You know what other movie has been confirmed with a date, or at least a month and a year?
What's that?
Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 has been announced to come release in December of 2025. And it's going to take place with the toy animatronics, which are from Game 2. And they already released some of the images of the... they've already released some images of the animatronics that they're going to be releasing. And they look really good. Like the animatronics in the first movie looked really well too.
I thought it looked good. I never saw it. But
You never saw it?
No, I never saw it.
Oh, you do.
I had full intentions to, but then I would see pictures of it. And I just
Okay. If I always said this, if you go into the movie with the expectation of it being like the game and following the exact same story of the game, you're gonna be disappointed.
You know what Five Nights at Freddy's the movie needs?
No.
Jack Black.
Who are you? I am Freddy. Or. Dude, that's stupid. But no. Yeah, I think Jack Black would be a really good a puppet voice.
Dude, the voice would just be, I am Bunny.
You're about to die, loser.
I'm coming for you.
You about to get rocked.
Yeah.
Wow. It's just stupid. He's every character in the movie.
No, he runs into the same problem that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, runs into, of they're just themselves.
Look, I have mad respect for Jack Black. I think he is a great person. Tenacious D, great band, great movie.
Oh yeah.
But yes, I agree with. I think when he took the role in Jumanji, I think that's when it started getting like, okay, what do you... Now, I won't lie, he was funny as shit in the Jumanji movie. I saw it when I was a teenager. I didn't watch it as an adult. But he was really funny.
He reminds me of like that person who you've known all your life, who their humor was funny for a time, but now it just hasn't changed by this point.
Right.
And so it's like the same thing.
He did Bowser. That's what he did. He did Bowser. He
His
was
Bowser
good as
was
Bowser.
good. His Bowser was good. That was a good movie.
But then it was like, everybody needs to sign him. And also, I think the biggest mistake the Minecraft movie is doing, why is it not animated?
Yeah, it should be completely animated. That would be fun.
It looks like a Spy Kids movie, where it's like they're all, like the Spy Kids 3, where they're just in a green screen the entire time, and like the background just looks fake. But other than that, those are the only movies that I have, and I know we already kind of jumped into games, but I wanted to go back.
Let's move on to our second and final game that I want to talk about. It came out October 24th, 2024. Don't Scream. I saw an ad for this on my Facebook whenever I was scrolling like a good middle-aged man should. And it's this game that is made in Unreal Engine 5, and that doesn't mean much because it is what it, like Unreal Engine 5. There's a lot of capabilities you can do in the older one. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. But it looks amazing. It looks so realistic, and it's in this found footage-esque style. I'll just read the bio for it real quick. Survive the night by finding batteries and evading hunters. But beware, any scream, gasp, or squeak into your microphone restarts the game. Time only moves when you do, so keep moving. See who is in your group and who can stay quiet the longest. Microphones are required. This is a 90s camcorder style found footage game, and the challenge is simple. You have to survive the night in a forest without screaming into your real microphone. It might sound easy, but with a whole bunch of jump scares in this game, it can make it difficult. And I think it sounds like a fun party game too, to play with other people. It doesn't look like Lethal Company. It looks like this, like the graphics in this are like really, really good.
I saw a lot of reviews. I think the reason I kind of held off on buying it was because I saw a lot of reviews of people being like, I beat it on my first go. It wasn't scary at all. Didn't scream even once. I don't recommend buying it. Not so ever. Doesn't have any replayability. They're like, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. You probably played it with your headphones off, your microphone muted, or something.
I saw the initial reviews were mixed, but as of recently, it has been very positive, and it's in 1.0 right now, so it is in its early stages as a game. So they might have updated it to beat a lot of the problems that the mixed reactions were complaining about. It looks really good. It's $14.99 if I'm not mistaken. Go check that out. Looks like a super fun horror game. With that, I want to ask you, Jonathan, how is Black Ops 6 Zombies going?
It is so fucking good.
It has reminded me, and I've had less time this week to play it, but I've been playing it the past weeks with Tyler, and then I played it once with you. But it's so much fun. It's reminding me of, and you see a lot of TikToks about this if you're in that world. It's reminding me of old times playing zombies.
I don't remember the last time I have came home and saw the boys online and thought, oh yeah, we're playing zombies. We're playing multiplayer. We're doing something. Like, we're going to have a good time. Like, yeah. Are you bored of multiplayer? Go play zombies. You bored of zombies? Go play gunfight. You go do custom lobbies. There's a lot to do. And like, the camos are not a tedious grind. Some of them. Some weapons are a little bit of a tedious grind.
It beat all my expectations. I didn't know how it was going to be, but it's a good time, and there's so many Easter eggs and secrets packed within each level that it makes replaying it and choosing what you want to go for, whether that be high rounds or trying to get all of the secrets unlocked each game, super fun. I'm just so happy that they've gone and been able to re-achieve similar feelings to what the old Black Ops games used to elicit, but not copying what the old ones were.
I think a lot of people, there are a lot of arguments that people are like, oh, you're just in the honeymoon phase of this game. Like, well, you know, you're gonna be happy about it. And then, like, you know, 3 months down the road, you're going to be like, this game sucks. There's nothing to do, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, sure, that might happen. But you know what? I got my nickels worth for the game.
Anything else to add about zombies, my man?
9 out of 10.
I'll give it a 9 out of 10 as well. It's so good. Let's move into our hot take of the day to round out this whole show, this whole episode.
Yeah.
So our hot take of the day is not from the internet, but from a disagreement between me and Jonathan. And I'll say the hot take. Venom is a bad series.
Just say you hate Tom Hardy.
I do not hate Tom Hardy.
Just
as I've
say
said before,
you hate Tom Hardy. Just
look
at the camera and say you hate him.
He's the only good part of those movies.
Do I think they're good movies? No. But they're fun movies. There is a okay, and I told you about this, and I didn't go too much into detail because I'm gonna go more into detail here. Marvel movies, and I'm gonna count Venom and all the Sony movies as Marvel movies. There is a difference between, I think there is 4 categories, at least in my opinion. There's your super serious movies. There's your serious fun movies that are like good and funny. There's your bad funny movies. And then there's just plain bad. I think you're like good, not like as funny movies. I think those are kind of like the Thor movie, like the first or second one. I don't think they're like great, but I think they don't have much humor and they just kind of do that. And then your good funny movies are your like Guardians or Ragnarok or whatever, right? Then you have your bad funny movies, which is Venom. And then you just have your bad movies like Morbius and Love and Thunder.
Well, doesn't Morbius come back in Venom 3?
No?
And say it's Morbin time?
Dude, if he did, if Jared Leto came out and just said, it's fucking Morbin time.
Oh, hey, I mean, I'll let you finish what you guys say and then.
Oh, no. It's, Venom 3, I think, is the best out of all of them. We recently saw it, me and Colleen. It was really good. It had a lot more of like the symbiotes, the other Venoms. And they had this really good villain that they were hyping up. And I think a lot of people were disappointed that we didn't really get to see the villain. But I think it's kind of cool that we didn't, because I think it could be used in the future at some other point.
Well, one reviewer says that it was just a 2 minute of screen time cash grab that Sony used to trick people in the theaters.
Oh, for the villain?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Here, I'm going to let them speak for me on this third Venom movie, because I saw the first one and I said, not again will I watch another one of these.
The first one's good. The second one is like a bad good movie, and the third one's just like okay, funny good movie.
Here, I'll put this in a better way than I put it to you the other day. Watching a Venom movie is like your stomach being bloated and hurting, and you can't do anything to fix it, and so you're just walking around with it like that, and you have to live with it for the whole day. That's what watching a Venom movie's like.
Really?
It's just uncomfortable. Here, let me read this review.
Yeah.
As a fan who's loved Venom since the beginning, this third movie is a huge letdown. The whole thing feels like a mess, and it's obvious the writers had no idea what they were doing. This movie is yet another glaring example of Sony writers' incompetence. They have no idea how to handle these beloved characters or build a coherent story. This is just another example of Sony's complete inability to make a decent movie. Madam Web is a perfect case in point.
Oh my god! I thought. Wait. I thought it was gonna be like Madam Web is a perfect movie.
No.
He's
He's just calling Madam Web and Venom an absolute dumpster fire that shows how much they've sunk.
Yeah, Madam Web was not good.
Did you see it?
No. I've just heard Charlie say it was bad.
Yeah, no.
Critical.
He also said it's sad to think Tom Hardy might not return as Eddie Brock.
I don't know. I don't know. I think the most upsetting part about the Venom series is that the second one ended like it was gonna combine the Spider-Man and Venom series, but they didn't do anything with it.
Oh,
so it was kind of, I don't know, it was just weird.
That's kind of lame. Like,
yeah.
You got to go somewhere with that. I feel like Spider-Man's got to come in by the finale.
I don't know. Third one, fun watch. It was a really like entertaining movie, really good action movie too. But it's just funny. Like it's kind of like Ragnarok, where like it felt like they were just having fun.
Ragnarok, yeah. Well, you know what else they were having fun with? Thor: Love and Thunder, and you see how that turned out.
See, I think they saw something. They were like, "Look, this was really successful. Let's just do fucking whatever." Look, everyone loves screaming goats. Yeah, like fucking 20 years ago.
Okay, I laughed the first time
they
did the goat.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did. I thought the first goat scream was funny. Yes, I did. And Cameron called me an idiot for laughing.
Colleen was like, "Oh my god."
No, it was funny the first time, and then they did it a lot. They were like, Here, let me get a good TikTok intro.
Just
I think the goat scene from Thor: Love and Thunder was really funny.
Kill yourself. I'm kidding.
Oh man. But anyways, yeah, I don't like Venom. Jonathan loves Venom. This was actually recommended from a TikTok user for us to talk about. Ronell Patel.
Thank you, Ronell.
Yeah, thank you, Ronell. Let's end today with a nice rec. Neither of us have a rec, so what we're going to do is we're going to tell you to go outside and go for a nice walk.
Go touch grass.
Go touch grass.
Go outside.
Because we all need to.
Right now. I don't care if you're on the highway. I don't care if you're driving. I don't care what you're doing.
Pull over.
No, don't even pull over. Get out.
Get out on the interstate and just go touch grass.
Get out. Jump out right now.
If you've made it to the end of the podcast, I can't thank you enough for watching. It's been such a fun ride these past few months getting to start this with Jonathan. And yeah, I'm just so happy to continue on this journey. And please be on the lookout for a new series Jonathan and I are starting on the channel coming out very soon.
Do we give a hint of what it is? Do we give a little tease, a little spice?
you have a little spice you'd like to throw at them. I don't know what a good teaser would be. Let's just say that this first one involves a mall that is dead.
We'll talk about that next episode.
Well, with that all being said, I hope you all have a very spoopy day.
Spoopy in
Spoopy.
the Thanksgiving season.
Oh, I'm a turkey. Stay spoopy.